So let's bring in a pretty big name in Evanston, Dave Eanet. He's the play-by-play man for the Wildcats. The first time College Game Day has come to town since 1995. Give me an idea what the buzz is like in Evanston right now.
Well, it's huge, Mike. As you can imagine, there's a great deal of anticipation about this game. But, yeah, I think it's been building long before this week. I think that going back even to last spring when people looked at the schedule and saw this game as the Big Ten opener and then knowing it would be a night game, I think the feeling was if the Wildcats could take care of business in the non-conference portion of their schedule, they could set up what would be a very big early season game. That's exactly what they've got.
I mentioned 1995 the last time they were there. How similar or different do things feel in Evanston around the program now versus then?
Well, that was sort of like a dream. Really, because I don't think too mmany people, in fact, I don't think anybody outside the program saw that coming. And I'm not even sure there were that many people within the program who saw 8-0 in the Big Ten coming in 1995. So everything was new then. They've had some big games in the 18 years since then. I mean, they've played a lot of big games, but I do think this feels a little bit different because I think that they've been on a pretty steady ascent ever since then. I think they've been at a pretty consistent level, and I think that now their reputation's a little bit different than it was. I think people kept waiting for the bubble to burst in 1995, and it really didn't, all the way to Pasadena. And this year, I think that people feel they've got a legitimate shot to win their division, to get to the Big Ten championship game, to win the Big Ten. And this is the first big test they've got.
I know it's early. We're barely into October, but in Pat Fitzgerald's head coaching era, is this the biggest game?
Oh, I think it is, but at the same time, I think he's had some big games going out to Iowa a few years back when the Hawkeyes had a top 10 team with Ricky Stanzi and winning there, and then they've had some others going to Lincoln 2 years ago and beating the Cornhuskers. That was a signature win for this program. So he's had some big wins. I think that clearly his approval rating is very high among the electorate in Evanston and around the country who follow Northwestern football. But I do think that this is the biggest game so far because of the stage, because Ohio State comes in on this long winning streak, 17 in a row, because they haven't lost a game yet under Urban Meyer. I think you have all these factors, and then a good Northwestern team, which has been steadily moving up in the rankings. I think that makes this the biggest game.
Considering the Ohio State winning streak and the fact that they're ranked number 3 in the country, I've been asking our analysts all week, 1 to 10, 10 being the most, how surprised would you be if Northwestern won this game? So let me ask that question to you.
10 being the most surprised?
Yes.
I'd call it a 5, honestly. I mean, I just think that, again, if you look at the situation, if you look at the way Northwestern's played, it's not a fluky team. I mean, they could lose Saturday night, certainly, and they could lose big, and I don't think too many people would be shocked by that because Ohio State's done that to a lot of really good football teams. But I do think this is a good team with a really good chance of winning this game. I think it'll be a great game. I wouldn't be shocked if Ohio State wins. I wouldn't be shocked if Northwestern comes out of there with a win. How's that for straddling?
No, I agree with you, actually. Most of the analysts have said they'd be very, very surprised. I'm kind of with you. I would expect Ohio State to win, but it wouldn't stun me. Let me leave you with this. Finish this sentence for me. The Cats will beat Ohio State Saturday if...
The Cats will beat Ohio State Saturday if they do not turn the ball over and if Venrick Mark rushes for 100 yards.
Dave Eanet, great perspective and insight. Thanks so much for the time. We appreciate it as always.
Good talking to you, Mike.